Hi everyone. Here we have a little bit of a mystery. I can't find anything out about this phone. I can find stuff out about one similar to this, which is the Etelux, made by Ericsson's. This phone we're looking at is in fact called Etelux, but it doesn't appear to fit in with the description of the other one. Now the other one I looked up, it was introduced in 1962, and it was, I'm reading, Ericsson model numbers N1980 stroke 1985, but this is not this example that we're looking at now. Also, the colour range didn't appear to include this shade of green, so in that respect it doesn't follow. The case looks the same, although there was like a pattern on the side there which this one doesn't have. It also stated that there was not a ringer inside, and it was possible to install a little bulb that would glow and light up the dial. This is similar to the American Princess phones, but this one we're looking at now does not have that, but it does have a buzzer, so there are variants there. Now, before I take the cover off, which is ready to be taken off, the handset is a standard 706 type handset as far as I can make out. It all looks the same. It's Ericsson's Telephone Limited, and Plessey, as you can see in the middle of the dial, shows the trademark for Plessey. It's also a golden metallized, I suppose you could say. It's got a goldenly look on the dial itself. Just numbers. Held on with two little screws. Let me take the cover off and have a little look inside. Cover removed. There's what we've got inside. We've got a buzzer, which is there. Various capacitors, obviously acting on that circuit, which you would normally have a buzzer. You've got an induction coil, the anti-side tone induction coil. You've got, now this is what makes me think it's moderner than the 1962. You've got the typical regulator that was put into the 706 and incorporated in the 746, I think it was, with your stack of rectifiers and the little ballast or Beretta bulb. And this one is dated 68, HVA, which I think stood for Hivac. Hivac, I think, was a company which became, I'm not too sure, but they were in Newmarket, and I think they were under an American company, the name which has slipped me. Unfortunately, I'm getting too old and memory's not always good. It'll probably come to me. Chicago Miniature, and they were the people I think that bought out that company, but they're Hivac, and 68, so that gives you an idea of the type of age, so I would think this is a more modern, up-to-date version of the Etelux. I have spoken about this before. I might have even put a video up before, but it's a nice, well-made little phone. There's a capacitor there which is just sort of as an afterthought. It's not even glued in, it's just propped up, all hardwired. No, well, the only printed circuit is the regulator board. And it's not the standard type of regulator either. When I say standard, it's not the type that you'd see slotted into a 706. The components could well be the same. The ballast or Beretta is also painted, or it's in black, which they did to prevent subscribers thinking the telephone was on fire. But I've never seen one of these before. Turning it over, there's a closer view of the actual buzzer, which does work. It's well made. This cable, I think, has been replaced at some time. Even I might have done that, I'm not sure. I've had this quite a while. It looks like a standard dial. I'm not going to take the dial out, but there's certainly no little bulb there that lights up to so you can see it at night. So this is something that this one hasn't got. It's a complete mystery, as I said before. The only clue is it's 68 is the date that's on that little bottle or Beretta ballast, and it's hardwired. I'd say it's a well-made job. If I turn it over, see what's on the back. You've got the name Etelux, registered trademark. You've also got the Ericsson telephone limited sign, which was a well-known sign. It did incorporate Plessey automatic electric ATM, as it became. This was possibly made in Liverpool. You've also got on the side numbers, which I imagine the DGM is probably the circuit diagram. And the other number I think would be an Ericsson number, but unfortunately I can't trace it. The little mat that it sits on, where it's stuck to it, seems to be the type that was used on the original. It's very good, actually. Let's turn it over. So all in all, it looks quite a neat phone. It was, I think, brought out as a competitor or a copy, not a copy, but it was very much like the American Princess phone, or the Contessa, if it was made by, I think, Northern Electric. That was a dial version, but they did in fact make a touch tone version, which had a little bulb inside, and you had a little transformer which would plug into the American sockets and power it up. They're very good. I've got one upstairs. I can always show you these. Let's have a look. I don't think there is one. I'm just looking at the other side of the case. I don't think I've got a diagram in there. Now I don't want to turn it upside down in case I lose the two screws. But unfortunately, there's no diagram, but what there is, and I hadn't noticed this. Some writing there. I'll spell it out, or I'd say it in case it doesn't show it on the camera. It's registered design, UK, and it's got a number. Australia, Canada, New Zealand, South Africa. So it doesn't really tell you much there, just that the other countries where it's obviously the design has been accepted. That's all it says there. You've got a number here, EET, Ericsson's, 17. So there's not really a clue there. So really, that is it. I wish I could tell you more about this phone. I think it could be fairly rare. I don't know where I got it from. Possibly a boot sale. But I understand the earlier version, I say the earlier version, the version of 1962 was used, or the Hull Corporation used this type of phone. Hull was the only other telecommunications concern who operated in UK that wasn't British Telecom or the GPO at the time. And I know they did have some different instruments. But anyhow, that is all I can say about this. I know what I will say. The lead is not a normal curly one. It's a braided, looks a braided. And as far as I can remember, and this is going back a while, when the 706 was introduced, I was then working for the GPO, and I'm pretty sure the 706 had this type of cord. This was before the twisty type cord came out, and I think that cord's probably genuine. It terminates in there. It looks pretty genuine. Anyhow, that's more or less all I've got to say on this phone. It's a very nice little phone. Works perfectly. But I want more information. So if there's anyone out there can tell me more about this, I'd be very, very grateful. Anyhow, please enjoy. I think I'll put everything down there that I have written down on the side. I always have my little cheat sheets where I can refer to things, because of my memory, I just forget a lot of things. Worse to getting old. Anyhow, thanks again for watching, and yeah, I'll wait with interest any answers that might come back. But it's a nice little phone, and this would sit up. Unlike the Princess type phone, these phones would go this way round with the case on like that. So that is where it's slightly different. But nevertheless, nice little phone, nice little neat one. Don't know where I got it from. If anyone knows anything about it, please let us know. Thank you for watching. Thank you.